It's looking good. One thing I want to show you here is this is how you sometimes drive yourself nuts trying to get something square. If you look, you can't see it probably on that camera, but I've got about I don't know, maybe a 1/16 of an inch gap over, what is this scale? 3 feet. So this is going this way. Same thing on that side. Same thing right here. This little rock. I put it flat down here. I've got probably maybe an eighth of an inch down there. So this is going this way. So is that. I know this is straight across the back. I know it's straight in the corner. So when I put my square in the back here and take the bow out of this shelf by pushing down on it a little bit, that is perfectly square. I mean, it just tightens right up. When I let off, I've got a gap down here. So you think that your cabinet's not square, but when I measure from corner to corner, this thing is dead nuts. You know, so I'm really happy about that. When I put these partitions in here, hopefully that'll take care of a little bit of this here. But there's really not much I can do about these sides, short of putting another shelf in and trying to kick these out, but I'm not going to do that either. Here's an idea for trimming off these 1/4 inch edging pieces I put on my dividers. I was having trouble getting close with my saw, but I came up with this idea where I flush up my little cutout here to my backer board. That gives me something to register my saw against. And then I can trim it flush. Now if it's, I have a tendency to pull my saw up like that, so I've got a little something on the outside there. I can come in with my chisel and pare the rest of that off. And now I know that's flush. Okay, in retrospect, I should have put this together first and then put the back, that back assembly on. But I still am able to get some clamp pressure on the back here with this right angle piece I had hanging around for something, I don't know what. But it worked out just perfect. And so when with the Bessie clamps now you can reverse the heads. And this gives me enough pressure that I got some glue squeeze out in the back. So I'm happy with that. That'll hopefully help kind of square up this center section here, take some of the bow out of these two shelves. We'll see what happens when I let the clamps go, but an interesting way to do things to get some clamping pressure down on the back. Figuring out the angle of my till here. I've got the number 7 in here, and it's 1/2 inch back and from the where the doors will close. I think that's about right. I've got a piece of 1/2 inch plywood clamped to it to give me a little clearance on the top, and then this is going to get miter cut, and it'll also be something on the bottom here to let this sit into. So I've got a piece of bolting birch that it's resting on. Took my adjustable T-bevel, brought that in here and got that angle, and then transferred it to this woodpecker's true square, and it tells me that it's about 27, no, 28 and a half degrees. So that's what I'll cut my triangles at, 28 and a half. All right, I'm gonna work on my drawers here. That's about all I can really do. I've got to get some hardware ordered and get some more ply. At any rate, this opening measures, I'm going to call it 17 and a half. It's a little short of that, by 4 5/8, and it's 10 inches deep, times 2. So I'm going to take this piece of 1/2 inch plywood that I've got left over, and from this I'll create the two drawer fronts so they match. Then the other idea I had here is, well, let me just keep this up here. The other idea I had is that I want to, on the fronts, I want to create a center pull. But I also want to edge these with, I've got some leftover white oak here that I'm going to use to edge it. And when I drill this hole for the pull, you know, you just stick your finger in there and yank it out. But I want it to be, I don't want it to be just a round hole. I want that to be edged as well. So I've got this idea that I can do that. It's going to be kind of a complicated little drawer front, but I'll add a little style to these drawers. So I'll show you how I'm going to do it and hope it works. So,